Okay, so we are back here in Rhino, and I wanted to quickly touch on starting to pull out different objects within the isometric to create exploded isometrics. These are super helpful in showing assembly or showing details, and maybe you want to show spaces that are behind certain objects and you need to pull it out. There's a bunch of different reasons as to why we would do this. But the basic principles are all the same, and it all kind of rests on the Make 2D tool and using different and multiple Make 2Ds. So I think these two objects here are what I want to pull out. So there's a couple of things I'm going to do. First, I'm going to option pull out to make a copy. And I'm going to option pull out. These will be our sort of floating pieces that we are going to use. And I am going to hide these two objects for now. And we have this base. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to select everything. I'm going to do Make 2D. I'm going to call this Make 2D Solid because these are all of the solid pieces I would like to show. We'll go over to top view, and we can see that it is all on top of itself, which is not what we want. So we are going to pull it up and work on it over here. So we got some stragglers happening. I'm going to go back to my isometric view. I'm going to go type in show, and I am going to make 2D. Actually, it's a lie. I'm going to select these two objects only. I'm going to do Make 2D. And these are going to be Make 2D dashed. You'll see why in a second. So we're going to go back to our top view. We're going to see these people have moved in, and we are going to simply pull them up on top. So now, when we come down here, we have three different Make 2Ds. We have our Make 2D Solid, which is the first Make 2D we made. We have our Make 2D Dashed, which is the second Make 2D we have here. And then we have our original Make 2D from the tutorial before. So, like I said before, Make 2D is not a perfect system. It will not make the drawing for you. You have to do some work. So what I'm going to do here first is I'm going to work with the Make 2D Dashed. So I'm going to select the objects in layer 04, and I know I want these to be light. I want them to be lighter than the sort of context medium line weight that I used before, this drawing here. So I'm going to put it on my light layer. I also know that I do want a dashed line. So, but I don't want a dashed line on the full light layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to group these two objects together. I'm going to join all of the lines quickly so we don't have any loose lines in Illustrator. And I'm going to change my line type to dashed. That looks pretty good. I'm also going to come in here and do a little bit of trimming. So the objects that are in front of them, I don't want the dashed lines to show through. So for example, here, clean this up. All right, we're going to clean it up here. And looks like here as well. Okay, that looks right. Same thing down here. We're just going to clean up the lines. Okay, come on. Okay, you know what? We're going to leave it. We are going to send these to back. Just like so. Cool. Okay. Now I'm going to go through, and similar to the before, I'm just making a very simple outline of the silhouette. So I'm going to jump ahead real quick. Okay, and we are back. I've gone through and I've line weighted the object, as well as adding in some construction lines. You can start to see how this can shape out, and you can start to get creative with what pieces you're pulling to show different pieces of information. Even sometimes you can start to rotate the pieces out, but it all stems from sort of understanding the Make 2D workflow and how you can start to layer different objects on top of each other. Once you hop into Illustrator, you can start to play with the layers and how the live paints are layering on top of each other too. So it's really, a tool to help express your ideas to their fullest potential. And yeah, I encourage you guys to have fun with it, explore with it, and come to office hours if you have questions, because there's a lot of us who really like Illustrator. So come bug us. Thanks. Have fun.